What's up, gamers?
What's up, gamers? It's your favorite podcast back. It's the Two Nerds podcast. Yeah.
By the way, I hate the term gamers so much.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it.
Gonna add
Just
this one to
reminds
my
me of,
cringe
like-
collection, bro.
One of my top 10 cringe lists coming up to a YouTube channel near you.
I heard that cringe culture is out and chaos culture is in.
Oh,
So like
I'm
you're
not
you're like an
like, I'm
artard.
30 now. I
What?
don't know about. I mean, I'm 30 now. I don't know about all these culture shifts.
Yeah.
I'm a boomer now.
I'm a boomer now. No, like
It's all.
apparently you're an artard if you like say cringe, bro. But now it's all about chaos. I don't know what that means though.
I don't know what that means either, but I mean, it is also pretty cringy when people are like, "That's just cringe, bro. That's cringe."
It's
So I
cringe
get
to
it.
say cringe.
Yeah, it is cringe to say cringe.
Yeah, you guys
So-
ruined it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the same with the gamer term. That's what I'm saying, right? Because like whenever I hear like gamers, I just think of like old people and news stations being like, "These gamers seem to take over the internet now."
hmm
And it's so that's my opinion on that. Where am I going
Minecraft
with this?
gamers raise money for homeless fund. Cool.
It's-
That's what they do.
yeah, these wacky gamers. It's like if you, I feel like I've mentioned this on some other media. Maybe I mentioned it on stream. It's like if we called people that watch movies or something like movie watchers or like filmers. Like it's just a dumb thing.
Filmers raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Moviers. Yeah. I don't mind gamer too much, but like it does have a bit of, I don't know, whenever people use the word gamer, the only issue that the term has for me when I first think about it is typically nowadays like everyone's a gamer. It's like if you play Angry Birds on your stupid phone, you're a gamer.
Yeah.
So it's like when like the news is talking about the gamers, they're talking about the mobile people as well, and not like people like us that just play games like 15 hours a day. So yeah.
Like that's whenever I tell people like I do YouTube and Twitch and all that, they're just like, "Oh, have you played like Fortnite or Angry Birds
The
and shit?" And I'm
Fortnite?
like,
Yeah.
"No."
Yeah. You play
Speaking
video
of-
games for a living? Yeah, sure. We'll just keep it simple. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's
I
it.
always explain it, especially with older people. I just explain it like TV, and like it's like TV. You run commercials and you get promotions and stuff, and that's what you do. And they're like, I get it, I get it.
You know, back in my day, we didn't have commercials. We had ads in the newspaper. Oh, wait. Speaking of ads. Dude,
Oh,
we didn't talk about our sponsor for this episode.
Who would be our sponsor?
Well, guys, me and Crendor, we reached out to a company, two companies actually, known as Crensloth.com and the Nixxiom Corner Store.
Yep.
And we were like, hey, you guys want to sponsor us? And Nixxiom and Crendor got back to us, and they were like, Nixxiom and Crendor, we would love to sponsor your shit. So this episode of the Two Nerds podcast was sponsored by Nixxiom and Crendor, Crensloth.com, and the Nixxiom Corner Store, which is all linked down below in the description.
That is amazing.
That is exactly what happened. Yeah. All right.
Please buy our things.
Yeah, get our shit. It supports the thing. We're all like we're literally dying of the thing, and we need help.
Dying of the thing.
Dying of the
Need
thing. Yes. Of the thing.
Speaking of which,
Okay.
all the gyms are closed. So how you doing on the workout front?
All right. So for me personally, I have not really been working out too much lately. A little bit here and there, but mostly for me, what I've been doing, me and my friend Toby were talking about it today, is I've been really changing up my entire diet. Like over the past, I think it's been, I don't even know how long it's been. It's been a few weeks now since the whole Corona situation really got going, especially here in the States.
Yeah.
And
Like 2 weeks.
yeah, it was the day that Trump announced the travel ban. That was, I mean, I don't know like about the days before that, but I know that since that day, I can say 100% guarantee I have not like eaten out anywhere. Like anything that we've eaten, like me and my friends, we just make here. Like all the food. So for me, I've been just completely cutting out any sort of processed food. Like everything is very fresh, and it's been really cool. And on top of that, I have been riding my bike every so often. Not as much as I would like to, but I have been doing some bike riding, maybe like once or twice a week. And yesterday was a good day because we went on a really big hike. Me and all my friends. It was me and 5 other people. And we went to a park near my house. And I don't know exactly how far we hiked, but using my powers of guesstimation, it was probably about 5 miles. That was pretty cool. We even did some trail running when we were out there. And that was like a joke. I was like, I'm going to do some trail running. And everyone was like, well, you go right ahead. So I just like ran the trail a little bit. And then I was like, come on, guys, catch up, run. And they were like, oh, my God. So then they ran a little bit. And then I would run a little bit more. And then so I got a little running in there. And it was a good day. Like, it was one of those days where once I got back in the car and got home, like, I was genuinely tired. And I took a nap. And so we were out there in the heat. And it was good. But I would like to do more because yesterday was really enjoyable. And I'd like to do more stuff like that, more hiking and more bike riding. What about you?
Yeah, that's the thing is without the gym, like normally that's become my thing, right? I'm gonna go to the gym. So I go there, put my AirPods in, start pumping everything, like blah, 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 as I, do my thing.
You got to
But
blast
now,
that Lincoln Park,
I blast my wub wubs.
Well, wub wub. Yeah.
And so I do that, and now I haven't had that. So I'm like, well, what do I do? So I got like some 5 and 10 pound free weights.
Yeah.
And I remembered there's like this exercise DVD my mom gave me like 8 years ago. And it's like Galad Express workouts. And I was like, all right, screw it. I'll put this in again.
Oh,
and I mean, at first I was like, this is kind of easy. But like once you start like doing everything, it actually wears on you. Because I feel like there's a lot of muscles I probably wasn't working because I keep doing like, my routine at the gym over and over. So I strengthen certain muscles, but I feel like there's other muscles I wasn't hitting. So I think it's actually helping me like work out some of those other muscles. So when the gym does reopen, I'll be even more ready and more in shape.
Hell
and
yeah.
then aside from that, it's kind of just like muscle maintenance and cardio.
Funny story. Last night, this is not on subject, but it's kind of on subject.
Okay.
So when last night, I was hanging out with the girlfriend, and we were sitting here, and we were talking about YouTube and stuff. And I was actually talking about the Two Nerds podcast to her because she had this idea of making her own podcast, right?
Yep.
And I was explaining like, this is how me and Crendor do it. This is the program that we use. This is my microphone, blah, 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 like all that stuff. Just explaining the details because she's not tech savvy at all. And I showed her your YouTube channel. And she has never seen one of your videos before. And she had never seen one of my videos before actually, like, meeting me and stuff. And she hates my YouTube videos. Like, she hates them. She thinks they're so stupid. She's like, I don't see why people watch you. And I'm like, dude, I don't see it either. I just fucking make videos in my underwear. Like, I don't know. And so, but I showed her, like, I was like, oh, yeah, this is Crendor. Like, and she knows your name because I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm recording with Crendor tonight, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But, and she's seen Cox and Crendor. She loves Cox and Crendor, especially the animated stuff. She thinks it's hilarious. Yeah.
Animated stuff's great.
Yeah. And then, so I took her to your channel, and I was like, all right, so this is like what the kind of content Crendor makes. And I played your recent cat video, like fishing with cat.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, oh, my God, I love this. I was like, all right. And then I played like I played your like Burning Crusade announcement video where I was like, yeah, check out this green screen. And I showed her like your scuffed green screen app. And you're just like, hey guys, like I'm here to talk about Burning Crusade. And she's like, dude, I
Yeah.
love this guy. Like this guy is amazing. And I was like, no, you're supposed to say that about me. Like, so, she's like,
Shit, dude.
I just love how lazy he appears. I'm like, oh my god. And then like I showed her, she's never listened to the Two Nerds podcast, so she also saw like, because when I showed her the program, because I record the Two Nerds podcast with OBS. And when I
Right.
brought it brought up like the image Crendor and Nixxiom that's in the videos. And she was like, what the fuck? Like when she saw the MS Paint image of you that you drew, I was like, yeah. Like Crendor somehow, in some way, like monetized like being a sloth, you know, and like not giving a shit. She was like,
Well,
I love it.
I think it's because it's
Relatable.
well, first off, it's me,
Yeah.
right? That is who I am. I show up late for things. I put in minimal effort to a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's you know,
Yeah.
it's got its ups and downs.
Of course.
But it's kind of yeah, like you said, it's relatable, right? Like everybody's got that to some extent. Everybody's like, I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of how it stemmed for me. It was way back in the day making my machinima videos. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to film like some quillbores, like doing some, I'll just draw them and paint.
Yeah.
Just do that. Like, hey, it works out. So there's that kind of, and it kind of throws you off because you're watching it and then that pops up and you're just like, what the shit?
Yeah.
Just a Microsoft painted quillbore and it looks all wonky and shit. So
It keeps you
kind of just
watching.
ran with it. Yeah, and now that's become my thing, so I can't even abandon it if I wanted to. That's like, it is what it is.
I should make a video one day called "Attempting to Make a Crendor Video,"
And then
it'll-
I can make one of yours.
I don't know Crendor. That would what is it the viewers say, the commenters say? It would delve deeply into content or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true. That would be kind of content.
Yeah. But no, my girlfriend loves your shit. Because what made me like think about that story was the whole like being stuck inside and then watching that cat video of like inside your house with cat.
Oh yeah,
And I was like, dude, like now that we're stuck inside because of the corona, Crendor can make more cat videos.
that's true. I was actually gonna make a video with Cat being brushed. He really likes being brushed.
Yeah.
So that'd be a high quality thing. And then I wanted to make something with toilet paper because obviously that's worth gold now.
But that's true.
So maybe like they call it like Cat destroys gold, and I'll just like roll it on the floor and he'll attack it or something.
Yeah.
People freak out.
I should
That'd
make
be funny.
Lucy videos of my dog, my little puppy.
You should. You're missing out.
I know. Like it's just it's content that people love and it's simple.
Yeah.
So this is my puppy. You know?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But dude, like
Yeah.
speaking of like sitting on your ass and not getting like, well, actually, do you have any other thoughts on the whole gym thing? Like, because I'm about to like segue this to talk about these like BC server announcement things.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Our initial thing today was gonna be Burning Crusade, but then I wanted to bring up the gym just because.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to talk
It's
about
like
his gains?
Yeah, it's been such an integral part of like what we do because we both were pretty into working out.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a few times, so it's been it's definitely been more difficult. It actually sucks because I've lost like 3 pounds
I've lost weight
because
too.
yeah, because like everybody's not eating as much because you're trying to ration and you can't go out as much or eat out and everything. So like I bulked up, right? Like I was bulking, I was gaining weight. I was like, dude, it's getting good, and now I've lost 3 pounds, and it's sad. And I'm just like, man, I just want to bulk, dude.
I don't know how much weight like I've lost in total, but I know that the last time I stepped on the scale, and this was, I checked the scale at the beginning of, no, it wasn't the beginning of March. It was like 2 weeks into March. So we're near the end now, and
Yeah.
we're not in April. In April, are we? No, it's the 30th. Yeah. And the last time I checked, I had lost 8 pounds. So I've been
Dang.
losing weight, and I've just been doing it by just not really eating out and just kind of playing a shit ton of Classic with the dudes here in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like I have to actively. I'm like the opposite, where I have to actively eat a lot to gain weight. So like I saw a dietitian at my gym and everything,
Yeah.
And they pretty much figured out in order to gain weight while I'm working out and everything, I need to eat at least 2,500 calories a day.
Okay.
And right now, I'm probably eating about 1,500.
Okay. Oh,
And pretty much to maintain my weight, I need to eat around 2,000, which it's like for me, I just have to like keep eating, which is hard
mm-hmm.
because I can go without eating for like hours and be fine.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy eating, but I can't eat a lot because you're trying to ration everything. It's like, I don't know, it sucks.
Yeah. Also, I gotta say one thing. This has really nothing to do with you, but for whatever reason, the call quality isn't like 100% perfect. It's a little like
Oh,
sometimes you go like a little like blah, blah, blah. But I mean you're still understandable. So for everybody listening, I don't know, maybe the internet's just kind of hiccuping between us tonight. So you can still understand him, just a little weird,
okay.
and it doesn't happen all the time, so it's fine.
All right, that's
So
good. But
yeah,
yeah, it sucks. But I'll also like go out for a walk, at least like try to get into nature. Like
yeah,
go down like like walking path and ignore people as much as I can.
yeah, of course,
Usually I go later in the day when the normies start sleeping, so it's
yeah.
not really that many people.
Yeah, we've been I mean, like I said, I haven't been working out as much as I should be, but
Hmm.
something that I have been doing is I've got all these people like staying at my house with me right now.
Hmm.
And one of them, his name is Zach. He's never played WoW before. And
Oh.
we have like a bunch of computers here. That we have my computer, we have a little extra computer that I have. You have my little shitty laptop, and then my friend Levi, he has a computer as well. So we have 4
Hmm.
PCs here. So we just kind of like hooked them all up in this one room, and to like pass the time while like the world has been like falling apart due to the corona.
Yeah.
We've just been playing classic WoW, just landing it up. Like it's been
That's pretty
amazing.
cool.
Yeah, like it absolutely shocks me that even to this day, classic WoW servers still have queues.
Yeah, I know.
Like blows my mind. I mean, it doesn't like really blow my mind, but it's like wow, like this is amazing.
Yeah. And
Like
that's I think what's so cool about the fact that now they're sending out those surveys for like how would you want to play Burning Crusade.
mm-hmm.
So clearly they're thinking about it, and clearly at some point they're
Would
gonna
like
do
to.
it.
I haven't
Yeah,
even
it's
looked
just a
at
matter of time.
the options, to be honest. I glanced at them, but let me open it up so I know what the options are.
Yeah, open up the options. So I made a video right away as a YouTuber does,
Yeah, yeah, of
being
course.
like, guys, we got news. And it's it's doing very well as you would imagine. So
Yes.
everyone sees it and they click on it.
Mhm.
But pretty much I give my thoughts on what I wanted, which I think pulling it up again.
It's
Uh,
the options are for those that do not know.
mhm,
So Blizzard has a survey out, and they're saying please select one of these 5 options. The 5th option is just none of the above. The first one
mhm.
is continue playing my current classic character on my existing server as it progresses to the Burning Crusade expansion, with the option to transfer to a classic server that will never progress past level 60. Option 2. Continue playing my current classic character on my existing server that will never progress past level 60, with the option to transfer to a BC server. Number 3. Start a brand new character from level 58 on a new BC server. And finally, option number 4. Start a brand new character from level 1 on a new Burning Crusade server. Interesting.
Mhm.
Which one
So
do you like?
well, I've already talked about mine in my video, so I want to hear what you say first, and then see if we match up.
Um, let's see. I kind of like the first option. The
Mm.
idea that your server is going to become a Burning Crusade server. But if you're just like, I just want to play Classic, like you just get the option, like, okay, well, you can transfer off server onto like a Classic server
Hmm.
of a bunch of other people that also want to just play Classic. I'm
Yeah.
assuming in this case, though, like, let's say I've got a character on the server of Azeroth or something, and like,
Hmm.
oh, it's going to become BC. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to transfer Billy off of Azeroth onto the new classic only server of Kalimdor. So I transfer him onto Kalimdor, and I'm assuming that once Azeroth becomes a BC realm, I have now lost Billy, and I have
Mhm.
to start at level 1 on Azeroth again. Uh,
Yeah.
I kind of like that system. Let me look at the other ones again. I also like option number 2 as well, but give me like 30 seconds to think about it. What do you think?
So I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. I'd say I like the first option the
Yeah.
best. And then I like the idea of for 2 and 3, like having maybe like a couple new servers that have that rule with them.
Hmm.
So like you could have one server, maybe two servers where it's like, oh, on this server you start at level 58, and then have two more servers where you start from level 1. So some people, do the entire experience again. And then the rest of them could be like just normal transfer to a BC server type thing.
I like I'm not a big fan of option 3 and 4. Uh and I'll explain why, but my main reason why I like option number 1 is because it quite literally recreates the WoW experience, and you as a player don't have to do anything.
Hmm.
Like with option number 2, if let's say you're some person and you don't consume WoW news on the regular, and a lot of people don't,
Right.
you wouldn't know that, like, oh, hey, there's this new Burning Crusade server that I can transfer my character to. And if you wanted to play, you would have to go through the process of going on the website and saying, I want to transfer Billy onto Kalimdor and like yada 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 and all that crap. Whereas in
Hmm.
option number 1, the server, like your OG server that you're playing on now, is just naturally progressing to a BC server, just like, BC back in the day, back in 2006 or whatever.
Hmm.
And if you don't want to do that and you're just like, no, I'm just a diehard classic boy, then you can just transfer your character off. And there's going to be a lot less people doing that compared to the people that want to play BC.
Right.
Because, at least in my opinion, BC is WoW BC is WoW in its prime. Like, I liked Wrath, but Wrath had a lot of problems that I think people forget about.
Hmm.
And Wrath is also where the game like hit its peak and just it's like vanilla and BC population just climbing. Wrath, it like climbs for a second and then it just starts flattening out
Yeah.
because like unless you were like a big lore nerd, I mean, all like if I was explaining Wrath of the Lich King to someone that had never played like WoW before, I'd be like, yeah, Undead Scourge, cool shit, Northrend. But in terms of the content, Nax Ramus was piss easy. Malagos wasn't a big deal. Vault wasn't a big deal. What was it? Like Sartharion 3 Drakes was really the only challenge for the longest time. Ulduar took forever to come out. The dungeons were piss easy. And so, like, that content gripping effect wasn't really there, I felt.
Hmm.
Amazing expansion, though. Absolutely incredible. But I think BC was like, that's wow, yo. Like, play it. You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm curious to do BC again just because like I played it, I leveled in it, I did Karazhan,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I only did Gruul's Lair like once or twice, and
Yeah.
I don't really remember that much about it. I remember getting knocked around in there, and then I never really did much of the and like I never did the Black Temple or anything,
Mm-hmm.
or even the what's that other one before Black Temple?
Serpent Shrine Cavern.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never did that.
I never did that one either.
So I'd like to do all those and see what it's like. But
Mm.
really, I love the fact that it's like we get to experience it. I guess it's like I love the Outland zones a lot. They're like some of my favorite zones, some of my favorite music, like Nagrand,
Mm.
Zangar Marsh, the Terracar Forest. Like there's so many good places there, and it's gonna be fun to just go back and play that again, the same way it was to go back and play classic WoW stuff.
I feel like when I play classic WoW, we talked about this a little bit in the D&D episode, which was the last podcast thing for those of you guys that missed it. But when I play classic WoW, even though like even recently, I'm landing the shit out of it at the moment with my friends. Like there's so much creativity and like passion like put into the world. And then when I play BC and even Wrath, it's still there as well. And after Blizzard gets bought out by Activision, and maybe that has something to do with it, changes in the vision of the game or whatever. But I feel like after Wrath, like the creativity just started to drop. Like the thing is with BC, I think it's WoW in its prime. I love the classes. I love how the game feels during Burning Crusade, but I am not really that big of a fan of Outland. I like my traditional fantasy, so going in space and shit is kind of stupid in my mind. But it's like the gameplay is so good, I don't even care. And there's a quote, Russell Brower, I believe that was his name, Brower, the WoW composer. During the Burning Crusade like collector's edition behind the scenes thingamabobber, he made this quote where he said, when we write Warcraft music, the music isn't meant to be heard, it's meant to be felt. And Burning Crusade has some of like the best WoW music in it and some of like the best zones. Yeah. Like I'm not a big fan of space, but let me tell you, like Outland visually is incredible. Like Zangor Marsh and Blade's Edge Mountains and the Netherstorm, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it really is.
I love it.
It's like the Zangor Marsh music's actually like one of my favorite musics like in the game, music tracks.
For me, it's a Jerma style. I love a Jerma style. First time I heard it, Draenei Starting Zone, for those that don't know. First time I heard that when I played BC back in the day, I was like, dude, I love these guys. I love the Draenei. And in that behind the scenes thing, I still remember it to this day. They were like, yeah, we wanted the Draenei like lands and areas. It's almost like the music that you hear. It's like emanating from the crystals of like their architecture and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I totally get that. Like, yeah, dude. I love it. Yeah. Oh, dude, by the way, like this is totally off topic, but this is going back to like episode 1 of Two Nerds podcast. About 2 nights ago, I might have gotten like really, really high. For the first time in a while. And I was like,
how'd that go?
I remember a lot of things actually. I remember everybody was really high, and I remember like 2 of my friends were talking about keeping fish like in a barrel instead of like in a goldfish bowl. And I remember looking at them and I was like, that's dumb. You can't see fish through a barrel? Stupid. And I remember at one part my friend got up to go get some food, and he just like was walking by me, and I turned to my chair and I looked at him. He went, what? And I said, well, you better go catch it. He was like, all right, dude. Just like walks inside. Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, you better go catch it. It's a refrigerator joke for those that don't remember, those that aren't old enough.
Yeah. A classic.
A classic.
A classic.
Yeah. So, it was good. It was a fun night.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's I was gonna say Burning Crusade. It's I think some people, well, I remember when it first came out, flying was like, I was like, oh my god, being able to fly in World of Warcraft is amazing. But I think it's once everybody had flying, that's when it kind of got a little too overpowered in a way, like being able to just drop down and fly away for PvP and things like that. But at the same time, it's a lot harder to get flying, like initially. It's kind of like getting your epic mount and then some with the Burning Crusade. So
yeah,
it's one of those things where people get flying and they're like, oh shit, that guy can fly. So it's really cool to have some people flying and some still working towards flying in initial Burning Crusade.
I remember saving up for so long to get flying in BC, and finally I got it. The 60% flight speed, like wind wyvern thing on the horde, and it was the purple one. I got it on my undead mage, and I felt like the coolest person in the world flying around on that garbage, slow as piss mount. And then
Oh yeah.
when I would see people fly by on like the big mounts that are like going like, you know, like 150% speed and like whatever, like
Mhm.
310, whatever it is, like the Ashes of Alar or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, so cool. Loved it.
Yeah. The speed everyone goes in modern WoW.
Yeah. I mean, BC had a few problems to it. Like a lot of people complained that, oh yeah, the flying mounts like really were like ruined world PvP, and you know, I can understand that, but flying mounts had a charm to them that I did enjoy. And then of course arenas. I mean, even Blizzard admitted that adding arenas to the game was a mistake, which is great. Just like created like just a massive mess of balancing. But
Yeah, it definitely did create some balancing stuff. There's also people that love arenas as well.
yeah, I know. I just remember reading like the interview where it was like it was some like head dude at Blizzard, and they're like, "Oh, is there anything that like has been put into WoW or a decision that was made that you guys kind of regret now?" And they were like, "Yeah, we kind of regret arenas." And I can imagine why, because I think this was back in Wrath when they said this, or maybe it was like Cataclysm. It was
Mhm.
before the talent rework, and
Oh
so
yeah.
like you got to think. I mean, thousands, or well, maybe not thousands. I don't know, like hundreds of talents with like quite literally billions of different potential combinations. You know, hundreds of spells in the game. Like, oh, it must have been a nightmare to balance it for both PVE
Mhm.
and PvP.
Yeah.
Like it. Oh,
That is a huge problem from like a balance perspective.
yeah. Like when they got rid of the old talent system in MoP, I remember like I hate the new talent system, but I totally get why they did it.
Mhm.
But yeah, the cool thing, I guess I should say this as well, or maybe we should state this, and maybe you'll agree with this statement or disagree or want to add more to it. For those that
Mhm.
have never played Burning Crusade, uh, hop on WoW Classic today and play some WoW Classic. It's literally WoW Classic in space if every single spec was good.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like there's no real broken specs in BC. You can be a balanced druid in BC. In classic WoW, I mean you can be a balanced druid, just be prepared to run out of mana in like the blink of an eye,
Oh yeah.
you know.
It's especially with the druids and warlocks and like they fixed a lot of the issues from classic WoW where they're like, what do you do as druid? Well, druids are bad. And they're like, oh, now druids are amazing.
What do you do as druids? Well, druids are just bad. Like, I sit them and see them sitting at the table saying that like they're just bad. Like, oh, all right, cool, let's throw them in the game. That's perfect.
Uh,
Put that joke in a video.
but yeah, it's they fixed a lot of things. I apparently a lot of people said warlocks are a lot better too, which makes me happy because
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
play my warlock.
so good.
Um, so that'll be fun. I don't even know what they did. I just know they're better. Everyone's like, oh, they're so good now, they're so good.
Dude, my friend Ben back in the day, back in late BC and shit, he played a warlock and he loved it. Like, oh, I'm warlock. I'm unstoppable. I'm unkillable. Look at me. Like, and they catch these hands. You can't. And then BC, or not BC, Wrath of the Lich King came out and warlocks got nerfed initially. And then it was like the age of the Ret Paladin for a while. And he hated it because he wasn't overpowered anymore. So he quit the game. True story. So,
Wow, we
well, we. Yeah.
wow, we
Now, I played a mage. So, as a mage, you know, we briefly got a moment of OP-ness in Wrath with Arcane, where you just spammed Arcane Blast. That was your only ability, and you just killed everything. Now, that was a good time. I hated that time, but that was a good time.
I actually played a mage in Burning Crusade.
Ah, me too.
I played a gnome mage.
Ah, I see. Yes. Go on.
Yep.
I've
Yep.
I've unironically been tempted to level a gnome.
Really?
I feel like, all right, like the older I get, the less I give a shit. And like, everybody knows that gnomes are heresy. All right. They're literal walking heresy in World of Warcraft. But like, now that I'm older, I'm kind of like, but that's the point.
Exactly.
Like, I know I'm a piece of shit, and I love it. You know?
Yeah.
I just like the
like
idea of being a pint-sized weapon of destruction.
It's kind of like there's something to it as well, where like when you kill somebody and you're a gnome, there's like this like ultimate humiliation they have to feel of like dying to a gnome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Could you imagine just being like a tiny little gnome mage just running around killing everything?
I don't even have to imagine it. I was that Burning Crusade.
I'm kind of jealous. Yeah.
It's great. You blink all over. You can go invisible. You're just like, woo, woo, woo. And I got my flying. It's a fun time.
This dude, Zach, that's playing WoW for the first time when we land it, he's actually playing a mage, a Forsaken mage. Yeah. He's a mage. My other friend, he's playing a troll mage. I'm an undead warlock. And then my last friend, he's playing as a Tauren shaman.
Oh.
And we 4-manned RFC just before I actually got into this call with you. It was a nightmare, but we did it. All is level 12s.
Wow,
I loved it.
I forgot. I actually played a gnome mage in Legion as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I forgot about that. So I was like, you know what? I played one in Burning Crusade. I'll play one in Legion. And so I did it again. And honestly, it was a pretty good time.
Yeah?
I enjoyed playing my gnome mage in Legion.
What was your favorite thing about BC? Like, what was the thing that you remember that you enjoyed the most?
Could
be anything.
That's a good question.
Could be the erotic roleplay. I don't know.
I have such like weird memories. Like in Burning Crusade, I remember questing as my druid in Terracar Forest. I remember I always say this memory, but I remember carrying my Chinese food back to the room and slipping and almost spilling it and then leveling in Terracar Forest. I probably remember that because I almost dropped it and that's like stuck in my memory being like and then I remember being in Gruul's lair getting knocked around by Gruul and people ganking us outside. I remember doing Karazhan as my gnome mage. I remember leveling in the Grand and doing the bombing thing over the Hala. I remember picking up the dung in the Grand.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember being in Zygor Marsh with the Spore people, the Spore Gar.
Yeah, those assholes.
Yep. I remember being in Blades Edge Mountains and doing some quests there, and I was like, this is great. And I hated all of the other quests in Blades Edge. But I like the zone. And then what else? I remember leveling in Hellfire Peninsula with multiple characters because, that's like the starting zone essentially for the expansion. And then, of course, the Fell Reavers walking around and just being like, what the shit? And hearing like, it's like, oh my God. And then it just kills you.
I think the thing that I remember the most from BC that I enjoyed the most was the first thing that comes to mind for me is avoiding Outland as much as possible. As strange as that sounds, but it's kind of true. Like, as soon as I hit level 70, I spent as little time in Outland as possible because although, like, nowadays I look at these zones, I'm like, wow, they're so cool. They look amazing. When I was younger, I was even more of a traditional fantasy fan. So I just like, it's like I would look at the zones and I'm like, wow, like these look so cool. This is amazing, but I want to be in Azeroth. Like, that's my home. Like, Azeroth is my city. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, so I would just like roam in Azeroth as like a level 70 undead mage and just gank Alliance on my server. I remember that. That's not what I mean. I enjoyed that, but getting the flying mount was really cool. I think if there's one thing that I remember enjoying so much about Burning Crusade, it was just the feel of the expansion. Like whether I was a fan of like the space shit or not, BC had such a presence to it, just like Wrath did. I mean,
Yeah.
when you first like saw the Black Temple, like that was amazing. Or when you first like stepped into Hellfire Peninsula and you heard that music and you saw the sky, and I mean, it felt like just a. I mean, I can't even describe Hellfire Peninsula. Like, it doesn't even feel like a place. Like, it's just a wasteland.
Yeah.
Like they nailed it really well. And then you go to like Zangor Marsh, and they really nailed like the vibe of every single zone. I mean, the only zone that I found a bit lacking in terms of a vibe, sort of, was Blade's Edge Mountains. Like it was cool, but I felt like I feel like Blade's Edge was my least favorite, even though I still enjoy it. It was just spikes and a red skybox. Like that's pretty much it. But the music was fantastic. The lore was whatever. Illidan, bad, kill him because why not? And yeah. And I think as well, I remember when I thought it was so cool when you first go to Shadow Moon Valley, you either go to the Alliance base or the Horde base. And if I remember correctly, both bases are under attack when you arrive there by like infernals and like demons and stuff. And you have to like fight them off, just like at the gates of Hellfire Peninsula. And I thought that was so cool. So I don't know, like BC just had a really cool ambience to it that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Wrath. And that's not
funny because what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, and then there's Wrath. And like Wrath took like, oh my god, like amazing ambience and just ramped it up to like 10.
Oh yeah, that's probably my favorite part of Wrath was just the ambience, the zones, and
oh dude,
the music,
like, the music,
everything
the zones, like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like aside from Shalazar Basin, no one cares about Shalazar Basin. Just ignore that zone. But like, unless you really like that zone. But me, I'm just like, whatever.
Actually, I kind of
You kind of like it. I'm just like
kinda
jungle right next to Ice Cream Glacier. Come on, man. Like whatever.
like looking at the Wrath Northrend zones. Let me pull it up again. Out of all the Northrend zones, I think my least favorite was the Borean Tundra.
The boring tundra. Yeah.
The boring tundra. Yep. I even the what's it called? The Ice Crown Citadel zone. Which one is it?
Glacier.
It's like it's okay. It serves as the place for Ice Crown Citadel.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the zone in itself that much. But Howling Fjord,
Grizzly
Hills, Storm Peaks, like all like some of my favorites.
I liked Borean Tundra for the music because it actually had like a nice tundra feel to it. Coldar
Yeah, I
was
like the
cool.
music of it.
Yeah, Coldar
Actually,
was
I
cool.
liked for Borean Tundra, I like the coastal stuff, like with the
bugs,
Tuskar and all that, and the turtles.
Mm-hmm.
The turtles.
The turtles. Yep. And even Zuldrak for me, I mean, I didn't like Zuldrak. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, Zuldrak.
Yeah.
But even
okay.
Zuldrak had like a cool, like kind of creepy undead troll vibe to it.
Yeah, I think they nailed that because even the music being like where, and you're just like, oh shit, and it's like
it was like I was actually there again.
I know sometimes when I start singing, people just they get put into a trance.
Yeah.
I would say with the Burning Crusade though,
all right,
I actually think my least favorite zone was Shadow Moon Valley.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never really liked it that much. I'm not a big like demon person there, so like when I went there, I was like, eh,
Hmm.
it was all right.
And your favorite zone was Anger Marsh?
Favorite zone was probably Nagrain,
Okay.
then Zangar Marsh, then Terracar, then Hellfire, then Netherstorm, then Blade's Edge, then Shadow Moon.
Let me type an Outland map. I think my favorites in order. My favorite one would probably be open image and new tab. Uh, I'm one of the very few people in the world that didn't give two shits about Nagrand. Like, I mean, like, I'm just like, yeah, it's just a it's just a meadow with like floating rocks. Like, I didn't really care about it.
I have a thing for like open plains and meta. Like I love Mulgore and I love it's like it just fits what I enjoy.
Yeah. I think my favorite zones in Outland were. I'm gonna get some hate for this, but I'm gonna say my first one would be Hellfire Peninsula.
Yeah.
Like it
I mean
just,
it's a good zone.
yeah, like it just has such a, I don't know, it's just weird. Like you know how I can describe Hellfire Peninsula to people? It's like you just
Mhm.
stepped into a dark ambient song. Like it's
Yeah.
got that like black sky above and the blood red like rock beneath you. It's just like a dark ambient song. The Fell Reavers walking around going. Bang. Number
Yeah.
2, I'm gonna give it to Netherstorm. Horrible questing zone. Absolutely
Oh
hated
yeah.
it, but loved the look of it. Then I'll do Zanger Marsh. Then I'll go Shadow Moon Valley, Terracar Forest, Nagrand, and then Blade's Edge Mountains.
Hmm.
Yeah. So very different from yours.
That is very different. Well, let's do Wrath then. I want to see your Wrath choices.
All right. So favorite Wrath zone. Let me look at them. Blah blah blah. So I really like, and if we're just going off of aesthetics, like
Right.
not quests or anything, I would say first of all Ice Crown Glacier, Howling Fjord, no, Grizzly Hills, Howling Fjord, Dragon or Storm Peaks, Dragonblight, Zuldrak, Boring Tundra, and then Shalazar Basin. Oh yeah, and there's Crystal Song Forest, but that doesn't really count. But Crystal Song Forest is just it's just the best. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. What about you?
That's your aesthetic rating?
My aesthetic rating? What do you mean?
Yeah. Are you saying you said going based on purely like aesthetic?
Yeah, just go off of the looks and like the music and stuff.
Yeah, based on that, I would say I'd put Grizzly Hills number 1.
All right.
Then I'd do Storm Peaks. Then I'd do Howling Fjord.
All right.
Then I'd do Dragonblight.
Okay.
Then I do Zuldrak. Then I do Sholzar. Then I do Borean Tundra. Then I do Ice Crown.
We're like literally flipped.
Yeah, I know.
I love Ice
Kinda
Crown
fun.
Glacier. Except there's one downside to Ice Crown Glacier. I don't like the music.
Mm.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh yeah.
Bum 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 bum. So stupid. Like you
Yeah.
could have done so much more like Blizzard. Like come on.
Yeah,
Bum,
they
bum.
really could have.
It's like the like in Cataclysm when they redid the music for all the zones. The worst song. I hate this song. It's in the Plaguelands now and it's in Fellwood. And it's just like run, 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 run. Like, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's like fire whoever made that song. I hate it. All right.
Yeah.
Just
I know
redo
what
it.
you're talking about.
It's like it's called like Cursed Land or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, either way, I mean, depending on whatever Blizzard decides to do with the BC realms, I'm just
Mhm.
happy that we're gonna get to play BC.
Yeah.
I've had a shit ton of fun playing Classic, and I'm not even done playing Classic. And I know I'm gonna be like if Blizzard did some bullshit where they were like, we're gonna upgrade all the servers to the BC, and you just can't play Classic anymore. I'm gonna be first asshole on the forum saying, dude, we need Classic realms. We need to go back. You know, we need to go back to vanilla, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's just nostalgia. Like you didn't actually have fun playing WoW Classic." It's gonna happen all over again. It's gonna be amazing. Remember when you had to remember like yesterday when you had to like ask like trade chat for like groups and shit? Yes, I do.
It's yeah, it's funny how I mentioned it in my one thing how I'm like you now nostalgic about the
Nostalgia.
nostalgic launch. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it is funny.
I still love it. Even when I play it today, like I log in, I'm leveling this warlock with the guys, getting soul shards, you know, going through Silverpine Forest and Orgrimmar and everything. Like I still love it. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
hasn't
the
lost
thing
any of its
where
charm.
yeah, I still love it too. I don't play as much because a lot of the people I played with stopped playing.
Yeah.
And I kind of relived all the things I wanted to do, and then I did raiding and everything.
Hmm.
So it's not that I don't even enjoy it. I'm just kind of,
Yeah.
focused on other games now. But if everybody was like, "Yo, let's play Classic WoW again," I'd be like, "All right."
Well, hell yeah.
Uh, but right now, I'm playing Animal Crossing.
That's right. Beat don't beat now. Beat now. Beat don't beat now. Love that music.
It is very good.
I got the new Animal Crossing, by the way.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Have you played it?
Yes. Like now
Nice.
I haven't played it much because I've been playing Classic and shit, but I have
Mhm.
played it. And
The
it's
thing with
fun.
Animal Crossing is it's a very like chill, like play it for like 30 minutes type of game, and
Yeah.
then you can put it down and come back later.
Did I so I got Animal Crossing and just everybody in my household, like I just pretty much opened up the world. I was like, just do whatever you want. So we just kind of like take turns like playing it, like just for fun.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
play it for like 15 minutes, then log out, like blah blah blah. And what's this? Oh, okay, never mind. Someone has joined Strava. Uh, and so we haven't played it too much, just because D&D and Classic, but it's been
Mhm.
fun. It's really chill.
Yeah. It's got like a lot of elements of like an RPG, but very basic, like gather bugs, gather fish, like build a thing. But it's very chill. Like it's not meant to be powered through or metagamed or anything. You just kind of do it when you're just like, yeah, all right,
Yeah,
I'm doing it. Nice.
I'm
Then you go
doing it.
talk to your animal friend who's like, hey, want some
Yeah,
fucking furniture? And I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
I
dude.
do. Thanks.
We have on our island. I mean, we haven't really done too much. We just got the house and working our way to making a shovel.
Mm.
But on my island, I have a toad bitch lives there. Just like this like toad monster guy, and I hate him. And then there's like this like I don't even know what like this girl NPC is. She's just like a yellow thing. Just a thing. And I was like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
just the yellow bitch.
Yellow bitch.
Toad bitch and yellow bitch. And then we got like Tom Nook. His greedy ass. Yep.
Tom Nook is building thriving economies.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yep. Well, man, I
Yeah.
mean, I think we should kind of wrap it up here if you want.
Yeah. I think we covered all the things we wanted to cover.
Yeah. Question is, for those of you all listening, what do you guys think about, Blizzard announcing the BC realms and how you guys passing the time and staying fit and healthy during this corona outbreak? What you guys doing? We're gonna talk about it. Share your stories.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share your stories. Tell us.
Yeah. But guys, thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. As always, we'd like to thank our sponsor, aka us. Links down in the description. You know what to do.
And guys, check out our sponsors' channels as well. YouTube.com/Crendor, YouTube.com/Nixxiom. Or wait, is it
It
Nixxiom
is
or
actually not Nixxiom. Just search Nixxiom on YouTube. You'll
just
find me.
search Nixxiom?
Yeah, you'll find
Just
me.
search our names.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll find us. Follow us on
Yeah.
Twitch, all that good stuff, and
buy our stuff.
Buy our stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I guess with that, we will see you guys next week. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Crendor. Well, as always, final word.
See you.